Hey guys, James Buckner here coming to you from my home office here in Cedar Grove, Tennessee. Guys, I am the creator of JamesABuckley.com and Divine Insights for Prosperity. And guys, in this video, I want to talk to you about something that most people struggle with. That is lead generation. And then when you begin to create leads, lead generation, how to change your cold prospects into qualified leads. That's a challenge for most people, but definitely I'm going to give you 5 tips on how to be able to change a cold prospect to a qualified lead. So stay tuned. I'm going to share these 5 tips with you. It's going to be some very good information that you want to learn and be able to just be casual about implementing it. So stay tuned. Glad you're back. You know, when it comes to creating value online and then becoming, reaching out to potential prospects, it's real sensitive about how you connect with people, especially cold prospect. Now, cold prospect is defined as cold just means a cold call would mean that it's someone you have not yet spoken to. They don't know you and you don't know them. Now, the key is going to be directly related to these 5 specifics, and you got to get these in your understanding. Number 1 is you have to establish a connection or a need. So therefore, you know, just for an example, if you know that someone is in a group that niche specific to your particular niche, then you know that they are open-minded toward it. Now, automatically, if you don't understand that, then you got to establish what is the need for that potential cold market person. What is their struggles? What is their pain? So you got to establish that connection by already knowing when you speak to them for the first time, what are they interested in? So when you begin to understand that, that gives you a connection already ahead. So when you connect with them, you already have this specific in mind. You've got to know how to connect with someone to determine what their needs are, because if you don't determine what their needs are, you've already missed the point of cold connecting. You've missed it. So you want to turn that cold connection into a qualified connection, because you have an answer to their problem, some clarity to a question they might have. So that's the number 1 thing. Connect with purpose. Connect intentionally. Therefore, you already know what your prospect needs. Therefore, they're not so much as a cold prospect anymore. And number 2 is when you connect with posture. Therefore, you've done your research. You know what their needs are. You know what their struggles are. You know what their questions are. Therefore, when you connect with posture. Posture just means that you have a right attitude, knowing that you're married to the process, but you're not connected to the outcome. That means a lot. When you got it in your heart that you're married to the process of connecting with that potential cold market person to make them a qualified lead, your posture is up. When you connect with them, you have your information about what they need, what their struggles, what their challenges are. You're ready to give them an answer or a solution. Automatically, your posture is going to be connecting on a nonverbal communication. Now, provided you're just on the telephone, then nonverbal communication is 93%. 55 is your body language. That means you need to smile and you need to talk with them with posture, not slump down. Yes, that counts. And number 2, in relation to that, the tonality of your voice, your posture is going to make a difference in the inflections of your voice. And definitely the words that you do is 8%, and that's going to make a difference too, the words that you speak. But keep your posture, your body language in a perspective, no matter if you're on the phone or if you're talking personally. If you're talking personally, eye contact, and make sure that you address the needs that they have, And then make sure that you ask questions, because questions are the answers. That's posture. That's number 2. And number 3 is this. If you're going to do your research on a specific cold market prospect, then here's what you've got to understand. If you go to their website, or you go to their blog, or if they don't have a blog or website, if you go to their social media site, and if you click on their links, if you check out your research on the prospect, and that's going to make a difference, because if they achieve some kind of award or something, you can just say, hey, Johnny, it's good to connect with you, and you always want to call them by name, because when you call them by name, How to Win Friends and Influence People, Dale Carnegie said that's the most powerful thing that a person want to hear is their name. So when you start out with first name basis, well, hey, Johnny, how you doing today? I know you was asking for some information. I want to connect with you and see if I can answer your questions. And once you wait on the prospect to respond to that, and when they respond, you say, I seen that you had just achieved an award at a ceremony there. Congratulations. What was that all about? If it didn't specifically know what it was about, ask that question. So you're breaking down any barriers of miscommunication. You're breaking down any barriers of threatening approach toward them, because you're asking them a question and you're genuinely saying something about what they just achieved. That's number 3, is make sure you do your research. If there's a possibility to do research. If you can't do research and it's going to be someone you call and you got their telephone number, you've got their email, but you don't find them nowhere in a social media setting, don't find them nowhere on a blog site or nothing, they're not got any kind of a connection where you can connect with them there, make sure, listen to me, make sure you know how to connect with people on their personality level. There's 4 different major personalities. You need to know what your personalities are. You'll find somewhere on this blog, on this description below, or somewhere in the scope of this video, a link that you can go over and grab a quick guideline on what the personalities are, where you can have that in a check when you get ready to call a cold prospect or a cold lead. But to turn them into a qualified lead, the 4th thing, keep this in mind, 4th thing is this: provide value. You know, if you can pick up on the prospect's personality, and they are choleric personality, they want you to get right to the point. When they say, okay, what's this all about? You get right to the point. You already know their choleric personality, they're direct. You're going to say, well, I just want to make sure I can get the clarity to you about the information that you're looking for. What is it that you're currently looking for? And I'll point you at the right tool. When you say that, they automatically go into the mode that I'm in charge now, because now they're open to get the answer that they asked in, or get the question solved that they currently were looking to solve. That's the key. So make sure that you have value to offer them. You know, if you don't know the answer, don't beat around the bush, don't stammer and stutter. Just tell Johnny that you'll get him that answer. Make another appointment right then and say, how can I get this information to you tomorrow at the same time? See, therefore, you are in control. That's how you, when someone looking to be guided and looking to be led, and we all are looking to be guided and led. So when someone you're talking to is looking for you for the answers, definitely you want to have the answers. And if you don't have them, you want to specifically be blunt about you not having it, but I can get you that answer. Then they call it book a meeting from a meeting. Right then. And last but not least, guys, the 5th thing that you want to do to turn a cold prospect into a qualified lead is this: be genuine. You know, you ain't got to act like Brian Tracy, or you ain't got to act like Grant Cardone. You ain't got to act like nobody. Be genuine and be genuinely interested in the individual. And once you've answered their questions, you've addressed their needs, you got value to offer them, you know what their personality is, you've done your research, you've already made a differentiation between you connecting with them as a cold prospect and you connected with them as a qualified lead. They might not even be suitable for your product or your service. They may not even be a match for you. So definitely be married to the process, but divorce the outcome. Therefore, when you approach them, genuinely interested in them, they'll know then that you can come up and just say, well, this might not be for you, Johnny. I see it right now. You got a few hang-ups, or you got some questions that you need to be answered. Let me point you towards some tools, and definitely, if it's not a match for you, I'm totally all right with that. We'll talk tomorrow at the same time. Is this all right to you? I got an open schedule at 3 and at 5. Give them 2 different times that you can talk to them, and you control the atmosphere. Be a thermostat and not a thermometer. This is James Buckley, guys. I hope it's been some help for you. If you found value in this, like, share, and comment. If you're not yet, subscribe to my channel. Subscribe to my channel. Hit that subscription button. If you're on my Facebook page, go ahead and like that. Guys, this is what it's all about. It's about changing the quality of people's lives by genuinely being interested and having a posture to check to see if they're qualified enough to be a part of your community, a part of the situation that you have going on. That's what it's all about. So I hope it's been some help for you. I'll see you in the next video. This is James Buckley. I'm signing off here. Take care. God bless.